Today in cannabis news, due to a new state law, Colorado receives a subpar grade for assuring patient accessibility to medical cannabis. Statistics reveal that nearly 500,000 individuals are working full-time in the cannabis industry in the U.S., and the president of South Africa announces that the nation is beginning to move forth to oversee and control its cannabis industry and build a multi-billion-dollar cannabis hub. It's Thursday, February 24th, and this is your Trichomes Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the Trichomes.com studios in Southern California, it's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, although Colorado was one of the first U.S. states to legalize medical cannabis statewide, it received a C grade for assuring patient accessibility to the medicine, according to a latest report from a nationwide medical cannabis advocacy organization. Colorado was demoted this year by Americans for Safe Access due to a recent statute that restricts accessibility to high-potency THC items, labeling it the single biggest rollback of patients' rights in the U.S. The analysis is the most recent condemnation of House Bill 1317, which became law in January amid receiving wide bipartisan backing. The bill aimed to limit juvenile accessibility to high-potency THC items by limiting the daily quantities that can be purchased and mandating patients under the age of 20 years to obtain approvals from two separate doctors at two separate offices to receive a medical registration, along with other restrictions. Opponents argue that the statute erects additional obstacles for patients, particularly youths who need medical cannabis and journey vast distances to locate a physician. Several physicians have stated that they will cease to serve cannabis patients due to new legal constraints, such as a facility in Colorado Springs that has opted to close altogether.
Next up, as per research published by Leafly this week, the U.S. cannabis sector kept expanding during 2021, with nearly 500,000 individuals now working full-time in the industry. While states including New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut gear up to launch cannabis commerce, that expansion is projected to accelerate. The updated statistics for last year are significant, particularly in light of the continuing issues that companies are experiencing as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Employment in the cannabis sector set a new record in 2021, with 107,059 new positions made, contrasted to 77,300 in 2020 and 32,700 in 2019. As of last year, 428,059 individuals are working in the cannabis sector. The research also discovered that $25 billion of cannabis items were purchased in recreational and medical states in 2021, roughly $6 billion more than in 2020. The cannabis sector's momentum is exceeding that of other established industries, according to the research. However, as in other industries, employment vacancies and unfilled roles remain a barrier to the cannabis sector's progress. Furthermore, as Leafly noted, the impending commerce rollout in numerous states implies that firms will have to make many more hires to keep up with customer needs.
Last up, in their latest State of the Union speech, South Africa's president announced the nation is beginning to move forth to oversee and control its cannabis industry, increase employment, and generate essential revenue. South Africa is planning to build a multi-billion-dollar cannabis hub in Gauteng, comprising a green hydrogen innovation center, airfield, aerotropolis, and steel production complex, all of which will be situated along the Vaal River. The region's 4 cities have pooled their resources to establish a special economic zone. The Cannabis for Private Purposes bill is presently progressing through the South African Parliament at a faster pace than before. It was submitted in 2020, however, it was pushed back due to COVID-19 and squabbling over the details. Yet, the proposed legislation now states that legal adults could carry cannabis for individual consumption, as well as acquire a restricted quantity of plants and grow them in a secure location. Additionally, they would not be prosecuted if caught possessing cannabis in a public area, if the quantity is in the confines of the statute. That was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit Trichomes.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts like Hash It Out, Tech and Cannabis, or the International Cannabis Conversation wherever you get your podcasts. For Trichomes.com, I'm RJ Balde.
And I'm Devin Liao. Have a great day.